Welcome to your April Astrology. This month we've got a slew of planets going retrograde. We've got Venus, the planet of love, Mercury, the planet of communication, Pluto, the lord of transformation, and Saturn, the lord of responsibility, dragging us back to the past. But don't worry, there's treasure to be found there. Here's your April Astrology. Virgo, here are your highlights. Wow, it's a month of very interesting things. Of course, we have Mercury, the planet of communication, and your ruler going backwards, which is always interesting. It brings up all sorts of issues for you, but also liberates you in a kind of strange way. This month is all about adventure and pleasure and how to find your pathway between these two things. Here are the details. Virgo, what a month for you, darling. Well, let's start at the beginning. And in the beginning, we have Venus, the planet of love, in your opposite sign. And this is bringing to a head all of your relationships. And you may be drawn towards being very kind of sentimental about an ex-lover, thinking about an ex, or indeed bumping into an ex. But you're reflecting on your relationships in the past. If you're in a relationship now or you're single, you may find there's a bit of a lull in the energy. Things may be a bit stagnant as you reflect on what's been before rather than dealing with what's going on now. Having said that, if you are single or even if you're not, it could be that an ex-lover with unfinished business pops up and you've got to resolve it once and for all. You've got until the 15th of April to do that. After that, it's onwards. But I'll get to that in a minute. The other planet that's going retrograde on the 6th is Saturn, the Lord of Responsibility. He is the kind of father in the sky. He's the guy that kind of talks to us about responsibility. And you may feel, because he's in your position of home and family, that you can't be bothered. You're not feeling like you want to be responsible. Other people may be going, come on now, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. Put the bins out. And you're like, I don't want to. But Saturn is saying, go back to the past and look at how you have dealt with responsibility in your family. You could go even further back than that and look at how responsible your parents were or what lessons you learned as a child about being responsible. And actually, if you do the homework, because Saturn is very big on homework, you will have a big gift and a liberation in a few months' time. So don't just ignore it. Don't bury your head under the sands. Don't just sit around in your onesie all day. Do the maths and look at the past and go, okay, my parents were like this, I grew up like this, maybe that's why I feel, this way about responsibility when it comes to home and family. You may feel also bogged down by other people being too demanding of you, people in your family, and you've got yourself in a rut where you are the one that people turn to. All of that can be resolved. On the 10th, Mercury is going retrograde. Get all your stuff sorted out that you need to sort out, all the conversations you need to have done and dusted before the 10th, because when the 10th happens, you're like cast into the past. It's a pain in the bum. We have technology problems, you have kind of people cancelling or you arriving late to things. Just be very careful what you say spontaneously. Check your emails before you send them, etc., etc. And the position Mercury is in for you is expansion, growth, adventure and learning. You may feel like suddenly things have slowed down, that you were expanding or adventuring forward or learning something new, and now it's come to a standstill. Don't panic. It will move forward again on the 3rd of May. And it is asking you to go back into the past and think about what impact other cultures had on you in the past, other countries. When did you express your truly unique self? When did you feel you were able to be the most open about your unique soul? All of that is going to be very useful for you and will give you great treasure if you do the work. However, of course, it can make you a bit bad-tempered and grumbly because you don't feel that your mojo is flowing. On the 11th, the full moon is giving you a great opportunity to have a peak financial experience. It may be that you've been working on something, a financial deal or something, and it comes to a head on the full moon. Pay attention to your psychic intuitions, pay attention to your gut feelings, pay attention to your body, but you should get a sign, a symbol, a message, or some wisdom about how to get ahead financially. On the 15th, Venus, the planet of love, goes direct. Hooray! This is truly cause for celebration as you're able to move forward. And she's chuntering along, moving forward very smoothly in your position of relationships. So if you've been stagnant, if things haven't been working, if you've been stuck in the past or fantasizing about an ex, all of a sudden it's all about turn and you can go full steam ahead and things should be much smoother for you relationship-wise. On the 19th, the Sun is changing signs and going into your adventure zone. And also, the Sun is conjunct Mercury in your adventure zone. Even though Mercury's going retrograde and you're a bit bar humbug about adventures, you know, you're being catapulted forward. And there will be the opportunity for you to start to lay the groundwork for adventures to come and for expansion to come. And there should be some quite optimistic and joyful conversations on that day. May even be someone from the past offers you an adventure, so keep your eyes peeled. On the 20th, yet another retrograde, and this time Pluto, the Lord of Transformation. Pluto is all about life, death, rebirth, obsession and desire, feeling out of control, power, powerlessness and money. And actually it's interesting because it's in your position of creativity and soulmates. It may be that there needs to be a change in what you find enjoyable. It may be that Pluto is saying go back to the past and find out what it is that makes you happy and when you were your most happiest even. And guess what? Now is the time to make fundamental changes to bring back your creativity and happiness. And Pluto's saying, you know what? There's no ifs, whys or wherefores. This is going to go down, baby. I'm going to make the changes if you don't make the changes. But should be good because it's in your happy place. So, you know, Pluto is making radical change in your happy place. On the 20th, Mercury, your ruler, is going into a very deep and primal place as well, where you'll be having very intense conversations. Secrets may be revealed and all sorts of psychic intuitions come to you. You sense other people's vulnerability. Don't abuse that wonderful insight of yours to get your own way, because something will be revealed that's very, very interesting about another person. On the 26th, we have a new moon again in your relationship zone. This is a new start for you and a start for you to walk a new path very soon. On the 28th, Venus, the planet of love, is going into your intense zone where Mercury is. So all of your emotions are very, very full on and deeper than usual. And you're feeling very sexy and charismatic and your sensuality is rebooted. But again, just be careful because this is a very sort of primal position. Anyway, certainly is an interesting month. Take care, gorgeous, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share if you do. And I've got a little present for you. If you go to horoscope.co.uk, I now have not only a free chart wheel, but free birth chart interpretation. So pop along and have a look. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.